Recently, Apple TV allowed me to watch an advanced screening of their documentary, K-pop Idol. Today, we'll recap the entire series and dive into the drama between current and former members of Black Swan. So without further ado, let's get started. The documentary follows artists Jessi, Black Swan, and CRAVITY, giving us a backstage pass into their lives and the trials and tribulations they face as idols. Jessi's story revolves around her rise to fame, her transition from being an artist under P Nation to going independent, and eventually signing with Jay Park's company, More Vision. In the first episode, she discusses the beginning of her 18-year career, why she left P Nation, and how it was ultimately due to Psy not wanting her to take risk as an artist.
Psy, well, he wants his artists to be on the charts. He wants to make money. And so that's just the type of music I kept doing. And I kept trying to please everybody. That's when I kind of lost it. I felt like I need to try a new challenge. I felt like it was time for me to be able to go out there and do it on my own. So after 3 years, I left P Nation. And for me, I knew it was the biggest risk of my life, but I needed to try. Now I'm here without a label, very lonely. It's the hardest point in my life right now.
She also mentioned feeling neglected by Psy, specifically after he released a new album, which made her feel as though he had completely forgotten about her. This led to her decision to leave the company and go independent.
The last song I made for P Nation is Zoom. And then a week after my song, Psy came out with a song. I think that's when me and him kind of had a little fallout. I was a little bit upset with him because he was like focused on being an artist. He was a CEO at the time. So for him dropping an album at the same time as me, it was weird. I was ready to pack my bags and leave. He totally forgot about me, and I was hurt by that.
As the story unfolds, we follow her on her European tour, where more drama ensues. Since Jessi was independent at the time, she didn't have management and handled everything herself, including coming up with the concept, styling, and production of her tour. As the documentary continues, we see the pitfalls of the tour, where Jessi talks about losing her voice and feeling the pressure of doing everything herself.
Without an agent, a management team, we had 5 cities in 2 weeks. Leading up to this tour, I had to do everything on my own, from music, production, concepts, wardrobe, everything. And I always thought, I'm an independent woman. I make my own music. I do this, I do that, I do this. But this is some other next level. I'm back to square one, but just older. And my back hurts and my knee hurts and I can't sleep.
She ultimately has a breakdown in Paris when she couldn't check into her hotel because the event organizer booked the hotel through a third-party website under their name, preventing her from checking in without their presence.
We're waiting outside, 3 in the morning. I got my phone, I recorded it secretly, just in case, for legal issue purposes.
I'm outside right now, Bupa. There's no room. I don't know what to do. This is my 3rd city. It's just getting worse and worse and worse.
The tour organizers I had been working with, they were supposed to make sure the itinerary is right, that the artist gets some sleep, has food, and she performs. That's their job.
Yes. Everyone thinks it's a great show. Yeah. They don't know what's going on behind doors. They don't know I'm crying every day on the street. I know.
우리 애가 자잘하는 거 보고,
Eventually, Jessi called a friend who helped her book another hotel, but they didn't check in until 5 a.m., leaving Jessi and her team exhausted and restless. Her manager contacted the tour organizer, requesting to postpone the show so Jessi could rest. The organizer agreed, but never informed the fans about the delay. When Jessi and her staff found out and asked why the Paris fans weren't informed, the organizer told her that if she wanted to postpone the show, she should inform the fans herself. This was the last straw. Jessi, her team, and her mom broke down in tears out of frustration.
I woke up thinking that there was going to be no Paris show. They were supposed to tell my Paris fans that the show was going to be delayed like a couple of days after. But the tour organizers, they did not tell the venue and the fans that it was going to be delayed. So they told me, if you're not going to do it, you tell your fans.
I give my fans all my energy. You saw that.
Jess, I don't know what to tell you right now, because this is not something that's supposed to happen. We thought the show was canceled.
Despite the exhaustion, Jessi powered through and performed the show for her fans. At the start of the concert, she broke down in tears and explained what happened.
I've been stranded outside last night till 6 o'clock in the morning. You know what though? I'm going to try my best for you guys.
Jessi reflected on the moment, saying she thought leaving P Nation would make everything easier, but she quickly realized things aren't always perfect.
I came out of P Nation thinking everything was going to be all great and beautiful. That's not the reality.
As the documentary continues, Jessi talks about her home life, plastic surgery, and the loneliness of being at the top.
It's so lonely. I thought this was a pretty dream, but it wasn't. The first time I got surgery, the nose job that I got, I tweaked it. But once they did that, I started seeing all the flaws in my face. And that's when I started tweaking shit. So before that, I wasn't insecure. I started getting insecure after I got surgery. And that's when I got out of control.
Towards the end of Jessi's story, she performs in Cambodia and announces she's signing with J Park's new agency. The documentary also follows CRAVITY's hardships, focusing on their debut during the pandemic and the pressures of following in Monsta X's footsteps. The group struggles with growing a fan base due to the lack of live performances, earning them the label of a digital group.
It was really hard not being able to perform in front of a live audience, to hear our fans cheering for us.
팬들이 저희한테 장난식으로 크래비티 사이버 가수 아니냐, 진짜 실존하는 거냐, AI 아니냐.
The documentary emphasizes CRAVITY's challenges with intense schedules, dieting, and exhaustion. The climax of their story occurs when they perform at KCON, marking a high point in their journey. We also get to see member Alan's story, including how he dropped out of high school and moved to Korea to pursue his dream of becoming an idol. After years of being in Korea, he reconnects with his family in LA, adding an emotional layer to his journey. Additionally, the documentary covers the story of a trainee who was in the running to become a CRAVITY member, but didn't make the final cut. However, he remains determined to continue training at Starship in hopes of joining their future boy group. The documentary on Black Swan not only tells their story, but primarily focuses on DR Music's founder, Mr. Yoon, and his son, Philip, who hopes to take over the company so his father can retire. However, his father doesn't believe he's ready for that responsibility. The documentary provides a glimpse into their strained relationship, as well as how the drama between Leia and Fatou unfolded. In the first few episodes, we get the backstory of DR Music and its inception. The members' backstories are also shared, with Fatou talking about how she became a K-pop fan and eventually moved to Seoul to become a model before being scouted for Black Swan. Leia joined the group through an audition held by DR Music, and she shared her journey of becoming a K-pop fan. While the documentary doesn't delve deeply into the former members' journey, it highlights how close the group is, with their members expressing the gratitude for their bond.
There are so many factors that affect whether this group will be successful or not. One of them is their relationship to each other. I feel kinda lucky that Black Swan members, they are quite close to each other.
Fatou mentions he's closest to Leia because both are far away from their families. This leads to a significant moment when Black Swan performs in Fatou's hometown of Belgium, where her family sees her perform live for the first time. Afterwards, Fatou's mom prepares a meal for the group. And this is where the drama begins. The management leaves Fatou's house to let them relax, but Leia begins to feel homesick watching Fatou and her mom's emotional reunion. Leia then becomes upset and goes to the bathroom to cry for 2 hours. In her frustration, she posts an Instagram story in Korean saying, This moment is fucking boring.
And so me and my members went over to my mother's house and we were having a good time, eating. We had a little bit of champagne and there was music playing. Me and my mom started getting like really emotional. We both started crying because we missed each other so much. And then Leia also started crying.
Because I think about my mom. I'm losing time with my mom too. She's getting old without me, and that's making me really sad.
And all of a sudden, she said, oh, I just want to go home. Yongdun and Judy were like, but her mom just made all of these amazing food, dessert. Let's just be here for longer. And then Leia got a bit upset, and then she went to the bathroom.
Because I was really sad. I stayed 2 hours in the bathroom crying, and I posted on my Instagram, and Fatou saw that.
If I say it in English, it's a sarcastic way to say that this moment is F-word boring.
The argument caused a rift in the group, with Fatou no longer wanting to be associated with Leia, and the other members following suit because they also believe Leia acted inappropriately.
Leia said some things that were really disrespectful towards my family. It made me see a whole new side of her that I did not know she had. And it's not something I want in my life.
The conflict worsens when Leia tells her mom, who contacts her fan base accusing Fatou of bullying.
The 3 members, they are like enjoying together, but I was like separated. I don't know the name for this if it's not bullying, yeah.
There was no form of bullying. It was a fight without communication.
It's something, to be honest, hurting me a lot. I tell this for my mom. I tell everything for my mom. My mom was like, if the company don't gonna do anything, I will do it. So she talked to the fan base, and the fan base posted.
The fan account on Twitter posted conversations between the fan and Leia's mom. She said Leia's being bullied by Fatou.
In response, Fatou makes a statement defending herself, leading to an all-out internet war between their fans.
That's when I was like, you know what? You want to bring it like to a public space. I will bring my side public too. She's out there dragging my image through the freaking mud. I'm not gonna let anyone mistreat me. So I wrote my own statements.
Mr. Yoon and his son held a meeting to address the situation and decide to make the members hold a live stream to apologize. However, during a live stream, Leia does not deny the bullying accusations, causing more tension. This leads to Leia wanting to leave the group, citing that her mental health has been affected. Mr. Yoon and his son decide to get her some help, and she was put on some medication to help her with her mental health. Soon after, Leia began to completely withdraw from the group, not interacting or putting much effort into practice. She expressed that she knew the members would hate her, but she didn't care at this point, stating that she wanted to leave but couldn't terminate her contract.
I feel they're gonna hate me. But to be honest, I don't care anymore, really.
The other members expressed frustration, saying it was hard to work with someone who didn't want to be on the team.
탈적인 그거를 호소한다고 하니까 회사 쪽에서 계약을 이렇게 해주던지, 왜냐면 저희도 힘들어요. 하고 싶지 않은 사람이랑은 그런 사람을 이끌어가기.
Leia and Fatou eventually reconcile when Leia approaches Fatou to apologize for her actions, expressing regret and emphasizing that Fatou was her friend and she no longer wanted to fight.
And she apologized, and I felt her sincerity in that apology. I was like, okay, we can exist together.
I don't want to hate in my heart, and I don't want to be hated too. To be honest, I loved Fatou. She was like really my friend. So I just go to her and I say everything. Like, I do bad, but you know you do bad too. But like, we are humans and we learn.
At first I thought, oh, I think I can never like forgive her or something.
Yeah.
But after you apologize, kind of like a heavy weight lifted from my heart and my shoulders. I was like, ah.
Me too.
After Fatou forgives her, they reveal that former members Judy and Yoon began distancing themselves from Fatou. Leah mentions that it felt like it was the foreign members against the Korean members. Mr. Yoon and his son Philip supported the argument, stating that the whole ordeal caused them stress and that they had lost faith in the foreign members, and they wanted to leave. So, he released them from their contract. The documentary then follows the new members Shira and Gabby, who joined Black Swan after Judy and Yuhyun left. As they prepare for their debut, the new members face challenges, including strict diets.
I'm doing diet because Mr. Yoon told me I need to lose weight, and she's doing diet to gain weight.
Exactly.
The problem is, like, everyone always compare us, and I'm lacking a lot. I'm doing my best, but it's not enough. I want to be an artist. I'm like here for a reason, but if I don't have a talent, why they choose me?
Despite these struggles, they eventually perform with the group, and the documentary ends on a hopeful note, with the introduction of a new member, Envy, who replaces Leah.
I think the group now is like really solid. She is amazing. And she picks up things so quick. Like you say it once and it's fixed. So I was like, okay, I like this girl. She's good. She's good. I love her. We love her. We all love her.
So I'm going to end the video here and talk about the Fatou and Leah situation. For fans who experienced the drama in real time, this was a vindication of what they already knew, that Fatou was not a bully and that Leah did start the conflict between them, ultimately causing a rift within the group. She then involved her mother, who involved the fans in the drama. And while it seems that Fatou and Leah have reconciled, this probably all could have been avoided if they had talked things out in the first place. And we do see in the documentary that Judy says they tried to get them to talk, but it would lead to more fighting. However, I feel as though a conversation should have been had way before things got to the internet. After the documentary's release, Leah received backlash for her behavior, with many calling her bratty and accusing her of being self-centered and manipulative. In response, Leah went live on TikTok to apologize for what happened at Fatou's house and took responsibility for her actions. She also told her fans that Fatou is not a bad person. Leah further explained what happened that night, stating that the documentary didn't show the full story. According to Leah, everything in the documentary was true, but after she left the bathroom, she apologized to Fatou, and they didn't argue that night. She clarified that Fatou didn't even see the post that she put on Instagram. Another member, who Leah didn't name, saw the post first and advised her to delete the story and not show it to Fatou to avoid an argument happening. So Leah deleted the post. They had all agreed not to tell Fatou about it since everything had been resolved, but one of the members chose to tell her anyway. After this revelation, people are split into two sides at the moment. Some believe her and then some don't. And some others just blame the company, which I could totally get behind. But yeah, I'm going to end the video here and tell me what you thought about the documentary. And yeah, have a great day.